What's up, everybody? What's going on? Coffee Time, episode 22. Hope everybody had a great weekend. I know a lot going on this weekend, wherever you at. I know a lot of people had some stuff going on. I know that the rally for reparations down in D.C. was a huge success. From what I seen, wasn't able to attend. However, the conversation is around the rallies and what's been going on with Juneteenth. So I hope everybody's safe, made it back home safe to their families, take that energy home and affect change in their local areas and be able to affect change in the national areas as well. This morning's Coffee Time, episode 22. Let's have a conversation this morning about Juneteenth and how Juneteenth has been hijacked. The holiday Juneteenth has been hijacked. And why you and I, have to gatekeep this holiday, have to gatekeep this day, have to gatekeep this day of reflection. Whether you believe it's a holiday or not, when you look at other holidays, other days that are celebrated, you have, for some people, in some religions, you have a day of sacrifice, a day of feast, a day of atonement, so forth, so on. Then you have other days that are celebrated. So for Juneteenth, those of us that know, we know why Juneteenth is celebrated, why Juneteenth has become a federal holiday, which is actually a good thing. And I know a lot of people hate to say, oh, they always say, oh, why we got to always talk about slavery? Why we got to talk about slavery? No, we need to talk about slavery because whether you understand this or not with Juneteenth, and what happened is those brothers and sisters, those ancestors, as we would say, they didn't even know slavery was over. So we need to get to a point where it's never forgotten. It's never forgotten and never again. This is how Juneteenth should be looked at. This is how the institution of chattel slavery should be looked at. The institution of Jim Crow laws should be looked at. The institution of Reconstruction and how it affected Black Americans should be looked at. The institution of redlining and how it affected Black Americans should be looked at. The institution of mass incarceration and how it affected Black Americans, even up until this day, should be looked at. A day of understanding, reflection, never again, never going to forget. We need to keep that energy at all times. Why we need reparations, why reparations is a debt owed, it's not a handout. This country got free labor, and people have benefited, other people have benefited from the free labor off of the backs of enslaved people, our ancestors. And we are the descendants of those people. And this is why reparations is owed. It's not a handout, it's not asking for something new. So we need to always keep that energy going. I understand that a lot of people who are organizing some of these events don't even understand that the colors red, black, and green are not the colors of Juneteenth. Have nothing to do with us, have nothing to do with our people and being indigenous in America and being freedmen in America, descendants of freedmen in America and being freedmen in America. So we have to continue educating, explaining, teaching people that. I know I didn't know nothing about Juneteenth until about, and I went to an event. It was a small event that some people that I know had at a black church, and they asked me, did I go? Could I come? And I went, and I got educated on Juneteenth by a great man who's an ancestor now, Mr. Jenkins. And I asked him a couple questions, and he, turned me the right direction because I love history. He turned me to the right direction. I started reading up on it, and I said, wow, this is serious. And then, it's been what we say God's will. Ever since then, where it has picked up tremendously. So now it's a federal holiday. So we need to understand that and try to continue to keep that energy going, to keep those thoughts going and not allow these Juneteenth celebrations to become days of fuckery, days of people just carrying on, not having no reflection of Black Americans' plight in America and what has happened to us and what continues to happen to us, and how it's basically has been ethnic cleansing on our people. Not all Black people, but Black Americans, from slavery all the way to today, and why reparations is due. These are the things and themes that we need to always keep reflecting upon around Juneteenth and the significance of it. So I know a lot of people be like, oh, it had nothing to do with me. It may not have nothing to do with you, but it happened to a select group of people, and it's continuing to happen to the same people. And some of us is from amongst those people. So we need to keep that in our thoughts and not allow these events or the people that's holding these events or putting these events to lose sight of that. If you know somebody that's doing an event, I personally know somebody that does events every year, you got to educate them. It's frustrating as hell because it's like, yo, I'm not trying to tell you to hijack your event, because a lot of people think you're trying to hijack their event. But the best thing when people do events is they got to get it right. You may not get it right the first time, the second time, third time, but you got to get it right eventually. There's no excuse for us to continue being ignorant with certain things. Definitely when we having events like this and we're commemorating events around Juneteenth, and you got speakers that may be at some of these events that know nothing about Juneteenth, don't know how to tie in Juneteenth to nothing that they're saying. I know that the singer Lloyd, I saw it yesterday on IG a little bit. I didn't really get into it. He was talking about one of the Juneteenth celebrations he was at, supposed to perform at. A couple people got shot. This is how we lose sight of the mark. So that's all I wanted to do. Just bring that up and talk about that. Until then, I'll wrap with you guys later this week. It's been a busy weekend, and I'm just getting a chance to catch my breath. You guys take it easy and stay safe out there.